Blurry vision, a blinding light, and numb hearing. For a moment, the world seemed to have turned upside down. On the highway, under the darkness of the night, were multiple SUVs surrounding a Mercedes from all sides. Bullets rained as the ground filled up with bodies, rubble, and blood. A helicopter which hovered above them like a death angel. Wine wondered how she ended up in this situation. She was just returning after having a celebratory meal with her family, lawyers, and her husband, Chinu. A meal after they finally signed the inheritance papers. Wine was the sole daughter of a man in his 60s who, in his entire life, built a kingdom so huge it had other bow before him. He held absolute power over multiple countries. There was only one condition to inherit his kingdom. Wyan had to marry. Wyan and Jinu got in an agreement to marry, receive inheritance, and get divorced immediately, considering none of the two were interested in each other. The elders didn't need to know that. But once the family left, Jinu had demanded Wyan to stay behind for a short conversation. Jinu, let's stay married. I don't see a problem. If our clans merge, we'll build a dynasty no one can infiltrate. Jinu, think about the future, Wyan, where we would. Wyan cut him off. Wyan, I'm already in deep trouble with the John. Be careful of the words you choose, Jinu. Do you understand the trouble you're getting yourself into? Wyan could only stare at him quietly. Her silence itself was like a ticking bomb. Authoritative and graceful as always, she stood up and grabbed her bag. Wyan was much more wealthier, greater, and powerful than Jinu could be ever be in this lifetime. It made sense why he suddenly wanted to keep the marriage. Greed exists everywhere, whether the creature is a human or a beast. Before her brain could register, her hands were already grabbing the gun as a muscle memory of years of combat and surviving in battlefields. There were three security cars behind and three ahead of Lion. Yet an oil tanker had gotten too close. A right hand man had yelled to the driver to press on the accelerator. That 1 second between the call and the blast was what saved them from it. Yet the cars behind her had become a victim to it and now were burning in ashes. The bullets continued to rain. The bulletproof car was not only shielded from it, but also drowned the dying screams until her eyes landed on the helicopter above them. The door opened and stood out a man holding a bazooka over his shoulder. The ground shook at the blast, a full fledged war on the public highway of a country where guns were not allowed to be kept. One was going to have a long, long meeting with the president if she survived her night, and it already seemed energy draining. Her skin started to bleed. The shooter was now sent to the depths of hell by Clean, who was covering Vine from the distance. One shot multiple bullets at the helicopter with such precision which seemed to affect the heli. A few near the cockpit, which was enough to stress the pilot. The heli jerked a few times under probably technical failure and flew right past them, meeting its doom at a distance. Another set of flames ignited the hallway, reaching the sky. In a war with advanced weapons, three explosions and rain of bullets where a single blink of an eye could turn the world upside down, everything suddenly seemed slow paced. Not only to Wine, but every single person present there felt it. Ally or enemy. Didn't matter. a single entity which held terror that far exceeded that of huge clans with thousands of soldiers. Jungkook, an assassin which could never be taken down. He doesn't appear usually, but when he does, bodies fall. He leaves destruction in his wake. Once the war died, silence took over. From the shadows emerged a tall man clad in tactical gear. People usually never got to see him twice, because the first time is mostly their last. Klein, who was injured protecting his master, led the men close in. Klein, the reinforcements are nearing. He warned, one, too many eyes. Let's go back first. Jackie, the moment he asked for the breach of contract, you should have killed him. On the way back home, Wine had refused any treatment until they were out of everyone's eyes. Wine had known Jungkook for 5 years now. Their chemistry was far more deeper than anyone could imagine. They had been physically involved with each other. Kisses, makeout, claiming, you name it, and they had done it already. Both were equally over-possessive of each other. The only reason Wine married Junho was because Jungkook was not a candy son-in-law. Although they had not confessed their love to each other, or was it even love between them? It's just some burning depression for each other. Darkness, possessiveness, and fire is all they feel when they look at each other. Wine, Jungkook, I'm cold. Upon reaching home, Jungkook took Wine inside. He made sure the heater was turned on and so was the central heating system. He treated Wine's wounds, half naked, placed on the couch with the man above her. No incident from the night harmed her. His hands roped over her body, holding her against him, cursing her. Each scar she got over the years fighting front lines in the battlefields. Jungkook's body was no different, though the only differences of their professions. Jungkook was an independent entity. He only did what he wanted to. He preferred being alone. He drank her up like a wine, refined for centuries, and wine took his warmth to recover. Nothing in this world mattered as long as he was with her. The first thing to meet its doom was Junho's empire he only managed to inherit yesterday. Wine calmly stood at a distance watching Junho meet his end. A calm smile on her face as she reminded him it wasn't because of the attack, but because of the breach of trust. Although the president could do nothing but to accept and come up with a way to conceal the event from the world, this took a lot of time. Later was when she confronted her father, came clean about the whole truth, and left with a warning. Finished their obstacles, got back home, and claimed each other like they had been thirsty for centuries. The possessiveness, roughness, and strength in their grip on each other was a warning in itself. Nothing could touch what belonged to them.